This is Tales and Whispers, where every story is felt, not just heard.
All right, let's dive into a story today that might sound simple. It's about two donkeys, but trust me, its lesson is an absolute game changer for how we look at problems and solutions in our own lives. It's an old fable with some seriously modern wisdom. But before we even get to the story, I want you to keep this one big question in the back of your mind. Is someone else's magic solution really the right one for you? I mean, we see people succeeding all around us, and it's so tempting to just copy their playbook, right? But is that always a good idea? Let's find out. Okay, let's set the scene. Our story kicks off with two donkeys who are starting out on the exact same journey, but they're facing wildly different challenges right from the get-go. So, picture this. A farmer has two donkeys. He loads them both up for a trip, but their cargo couldn't be more different. The first donkey gets stuck with these super heavy bags of salt. The second one, it gets what looks like the easy job, carrying a bunch of light, empty pots. And you can probably guess what happens, right? From the very first step, their experiences are night and day. The donkey with the salt is struggling, totally exhausted, feeling every single pound of that weight. Meanwhile, the pot donkey is just trotting along, happy as can be, because its load feels like nothing. This difference is the key to the whole story. Okay, but this is where things get really interesting. This is where we learn the secret of the water pond. Because for one of these donkeys, a moment of total desperation is about to turn into a moment of genius. The salt donkey is just done, completely wiped out, can barely take another step. But then, it spots a pond by the side of the road, and in this moment of pure exhaustion, a light bulb goes off. It gets an idea, a wild idea that might just solve its massive problem. And you gotta see this plan in action. First, it's feeling totally crushed by the weight. Then it takes a leap of faith and just wades right into the pond. And when it comes out, it feels amazing, energetic, like a whole new donkey. And here's the magic of it all. See, the water itself wasn't the solution. It was the interaction between the water and the salt. The salt dissolved, the weight literally vanished into the water, and just like that, the burden was gone. It was the perfect fix for that specific problem. So, problem solved. Happy ending, right? Ha, not so fast. This is where the fable delivers its powerful twist. This is where we see what happens when you try to imitate someone else's success, and the consequences are dire. Now, the pot donkey has been watching this whole thing go down. It saw its friend go from miserable to relieved in like 5 seconds flat and thought, hey, I want some of that. It saw a successful result and figured, I'll just do the same thing. And that brings us right to the critical moment, the million-dollar question. Will the exact same action work a second time? The pot donkey is about to find out. And the result is an absolute catastrophe. For the salt donkey, the water made its load disappear. But for the pot donkey, those empty pots filled up to the brim with water, turning its light load into an impossibly heavy one. The story says the weight was so immense it actually broke the donkey's back. The exact same action led to the exact opposite outcome. It's brutal. So, what's the point of this tragic story? What are we supposed to learn from this? Let's boil it down to the core lesson. Well, the story gives us the moral loud and clear. What works for someone else might not just fail for you, it could actually hurt you. One donkey's brilliant solution was another donkey's complete downfall. Okay, so how do we take this ancient wisdom and actually use it today? It all comes down to this final, crucial idea. You have to find your own size. What does finding your own size even mean? It's really simple. It means understanding that there is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all solution in life. It's all about taking a step back and figuring out your specific problem. Are you carrying salt or are you carrying pots before you jump on a solution that worked for someone else? So let's get practical. First, you have to remember that your burden is different. Your career, your goals, your challenges, they're yours alone. Second, blindly copying what someone else did can be seriously dangerous. Third, context is absolutely everything. And finally, here's the real takeaway. True wisdom isn't about finding a clever trick. It's about finding a solution that is tailor-made for you. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Really take a second and ask yourself, In what part of my life, my career, my health, my relationships, am I trying to use someone else's solution, when what I really need to do is find my own size?